Just this weekend there have been some outright ridiculous 100-meter times dropped, and it's not even over yet. Gout Gout follows up his historic under-20 200-meter world record with this, and reviews are mixed. Gabby Thomas, the 200-meter Olympic champion, switches up her sprint form entirely and looks terrifying. Jordan Anthony is looking to make good on his promise from last year.
I broke the American record, 9:69.
And Adaejah Hodge is proving to be the next best college sprinter we've ever seen since Sha'Carri Richardson. So, let's talk about it. Wonder Kid. Prodigy.
Hasn't even touched the ground yet, the young man, and he's boomed away.
1967.
From Murphy, can he be as quick as this morning?
Doubt. This weekend, 5 days removed from his under-20 200-meter world record, he runs a 10:19 100-meter in the heats of the under-20 Australian Championships.
May beckon for the young star, 20 metres to go for the line.
It's not obvious, but it's a slightly reserved effort, so it's an exceptional time considering he's holding back. Meaning heading into the final, the crowd was out, and the hype was high to see what exactly he would do in the final. Instead, we're exposed to just how bad his start currently is, as he's chasing the back of two 10.3 runners. But at 60 metres in a 20-metre burst, he flies into the lead,
Moves on past him here now, the Queenslander. He waved him goodbye.
leaving himself 20 metres and change to rest into a floating stride and wave to the crowd. We've already heard all the superlatives about his finish. It's one of one. So moving on to the time, 10.21 on paper isn't that impressive. How he did it is semi-impressive, but also leaves us wanting more. If I was forced, gun to head, to estimate his time had he run through the line, it was probably a 10 flat, similar to his PB, but I'm sure we're all in agreement. It's just a shame he didn't really go for it. It is understandable, after such a massive PB performance only 6 days ago as of this 100-meter final, his body wouldn't have even recovered completely. And I can attest to that much because it's very rare for an athlete to run a historic time like this, then back it up immediately. And just as a quick example, because I wouldn't say something without evidence, Knighton took 2 months before he ran 1969 after his 1949. Bolt, after his best under-20 time of 1993, got hurt, and he didn't run sub-20 again for 1 year and 2 months. And Tebogo, his best under-20 time was 1996, which to be fair, he did run at the end of the season, so he didn't run sub-20 again till 8 months later. Considering those time frames, we really just need to hold our horses. I promise you, be patient, times will come, don't doubt the gout. Now, out in Africa, and specifically Ethiopia this weekend, Gabby Thomas has set out on the greatest mission in her athletic career. Breaking 11 seconds in the 100 meter. Yeah, she's a 200 meter Olympic champion, the 4th fastest to ever run it, but the chip on her shoulder is 8 11.0 100 meter times, 3 of those being 11 flat exactly, as well as 9 races where she has broken 11 seconds, but the wind was illegal. It sounds silly, but there's a bit of a gag online about Gabby's inability to run under 11 seconds, and in turn about how bad she wants it. And well, it's not actually a gag at all. She tweets angry about it when she doesn't run sub 11. This year, she's targeting meets at elevation in Africa. And additionally this year, she's come back from the off-season, changing her entire running style just to hit that sub 11 second time. She comes out the blocks, a bit like a newborn giraffe, but when she gets into her running, it's strong, high knees, powerful, lengthy strides, damn near all front side mechanics,
Wave, looking very, very smooth, away from the rest of the field.
and blasts home in a finish resembling Gout Gout only 2 minutes ago. Unfortunately though, the higher power summoned a hurricane to stop her, 11.13 seconds into a -4 headwind. You can't help but laugh. Keep in mind though, this was run at 2,200 meters elevation, but still, using the old reliable sprint adjustment calculator, correcting all conditions, it's an estimated 10.94. She continues to remain unlucky for now, but we've seen her race calendar, sub 11 is happening soon. But more so than the time and the lore, I wanted to talk about her form. Yeah, it's a bit janky, but it's also unbelievably different from how she ran at any other point in her career. Gabby Thomas has always had more of a runner's cadence, less knee lift, legs dragging out the back, which is partly what makes her such a strong female 200 meter runner. It's a more energy efficient style, but is slower in the shorter distances. But watching her today, it reminded me of Blessing Okabare or Marion Jones. Tall woman using a frontside heavy style, running with a slower cadence but really utilizing their exceptionally long limbs, and whipping down on that track to crazy top end speed. To me, it speaks incredible potential, but that's just it for now. Potential until we see otherwise. Her start was really rough, that's instant grounds for improvement, but in the long run, will a style change like this worsen her 200 meter? Is she aiming for a slight switch into the 100? I don't know, I can't tell the future. And I also can't name many sprinters who have made a drastic form change like this, let alone it working out. Now this one is simple. Jordan Anthony is that guy this year. He won the 60 meter world title, 4th equal fastest 60 meter time in history, and in his first 100 meter back for the season, he leads the entire race and cruises home to a 991. Notably easing 20 meters out. Not a complete shutdown, but the effort has drifted well below his max, and he just glides while looking around. That's a nice PR for him, his best being a 995 from last year, and again, he's done this in April while cruising to the line. If I was to estimate his time had he run full throttle, easily 9.8, it just depends how low you want to go. There isn't a lot to elaborate on here. Anthony is looking sharp, composed, and he's running fast times easy. And since he's coached by the same coach as Noah Lyles, it's basically all but confirmed he's far from peaking.
It was a great opener. I could have run a lot faster if I didn't start jogging the last 15 meters, but I really came out here to run, send a message to those that was talking crazy to me, and I'm a man of little words, but...
He's going to be one tough man to beat on the circuit this year, although he is inconsistent when it comes to interviews.
I broke the American record, 969.
In 2019, a freshman prodigy Sha'Carri Richardson ran the still-standing NCAA 100-meter record.
Here comes Richardson, the phenomenal freshman, wins the front end of the double.
10.75 seconds, taking home the NCAA championship title at the same time. This weekend, freshman Adaejah Hodge, in a random meet in April, almost took down that very same record.
And here it's Shanice Walker getting tracked down by the Bulldog.
This is ridiculous. This is a random early season college race, in which she barely even nipped the win at the line. This is literally the last 5 meters. Besides it being a huge PR of 0.34 seconds, this is now the second fastest collegiate time ever. The second fastest time ever ran in April out of any sprinter in history. It also makes her the 18th fastest woman ever, and she only turned 20 a month ago. Also props to Shanice Walker with a 10.8, leading for all of 95 meters. Now, Adaejah Hodge is a controversial character, which is why you won't see much of her praises being sung, even though she has multiple under-20 world medals and won the indoor 200 meter NCAA title this year, paired with the 6th fastest time in history. She has some scary momentum right now, but she's getting some fairly warranted side-eye, since this has all taken place after a year-long shadow ban for doping. There's a story here we'll never get the full information to, but she trained with Osama Singer under the same coach, and they're both suspended. Singer's been for 4 years, while she got off easy with 1, and it wasn't even announced publicly till after the ban. But she did her time for the supposed crime. Yeah, it puts a sour taste in the mouth. But at the end of the day, she is running stupid fast, and if she doesn't get into trouble again, this is a time that can impact medals on the global stage in April. And frankly, her 200 meter up to this point has been her stronger event, so expect to see a 21 something soon. And remember, she's a freshman. Did somebody say freshman? High school freshman, 14 years old, Melanie Doggett, 11.01 seconds. Yes, this is a real time, and the only footage we have of it is filmed vertically on a cell phone. In an era of trackflation running absolutely wild, this one might take the cake for the most ridiculous time by a youth sprinter this decade. There's not much to deep dive on here. It's a race where basically all you can see is her, but straight up, 11.01 seconds is fast enough to qualify for last year's World Championship 100 meter final, and not even lose in that final. Yeah, whatever. There's rounds, pressure, and it's a different ball game. But she's 14. This shouldn't be a conversation. There was a caveat though. There was no wind gauge, but simply observing, trees aren't going crazy, hair isn't blowing, you can't hear the wind in the audio. My guess is there's a 99% chance it's legal or close to it. And since this is Melanie Doggett we're talking, this time isn't outside the realm of possibility for her. These are her officially sanctioned PRs, 11.39 from last year in middle school, and a 22.80 this season in the 200 ran into a headwind, in which she lost to another 14-year-old. God help us. If Doggett or Daly, who frequently beats her and is younger than her, run any faster, unironically, they will be threats to make Team USA this year. And yep, that about cuts it for the 100 meter. We did also see some 200 action. Lyles opened with a 1991, eking a close win over Max Thomas, and compared to the rest of the silliness we're seeing this April, it felt like a normal season opener. But while those young guns are out running a bit hot and eager early, Noah's on track for another great year. He'll be there contending, or should I say winning, like he always is. And Tate Taylor stole the high school 200 meter record from Noah Lyles with a 20.05 seconds, aura farming at the line. His words, not mine. He definitely has sub 20 in the leagues, but given Tate looks like he can run faster, and there is some Gout Gout Doubt, if they meet in the middle, the World Under 20 showdown is going to be peak.